morning. How
Good
are
morning.
you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Okay, so I have a few questions for you. They were collected from the students here at EUE. So firstly, I wanted to ask you, could you share with us how your diverse upbringing in Egypt, the UK, and the US shaped your perspective on social justice and philanthropy, particularly in regard to children facing hardship?
So, yeah, well, in the beginning, I was living in Egypt mostly. Well, like I mentioned in the talk, my mum was a very big influence on me. Since I was very young, we'd go to a coastal town called Fade, among other places, of course, and we'd see what the town people needed and try to provide as much as we can. It's common tradition in Egypt, for example, to slaughter and to give meat and food provisions and blankets in winter. So I did that. I'd get on the pickup trucks and go into each house, and bit by bit, I felt that this was something I really wanted to continue doing, something I wanted to keep giving time and energy and all that. But then I grew up a bit and I was about 13, and my mom asked me, is this something that you want to continue doing? And I said yes, but something in a more sustainable fashion. Mm-hmm. And that's how I came about organizing or setting up a charity, just so that we have more flexibility in creating new and innovative kind of projects that can help the youth.
Perfect. The second question was, with your deep passion for sports, how do you believe sports can be effectively utilized to empower disadvantaged children globally? Mm-hmm. And what success stories can you share from SATOC's initiatives in this regard?
Well, the primary sport that we focus on is football, and as we all know, that football is quite a lucrative kind of field. Everyone can play some sort of kind of football at some sort of degree. At least everyone has definitely heard about it. You find children, rolling up socks and using it to play football, crushing cans. And so we thought that using football, we'd have more access to children. Mm-hmm. And obviously, when they make it, they'll be able to support themselves. And the good thing about football and the good thing about sports in general is that you don't have to be an athlete. You can become a journalist, you can become a manager, you can become a physiotherapist. There are lots of different kind of arenas that you can partake in. And that's why we came up with one of the projects that we're running as the SATOC World Cup, mm-hmm. to kind of give opportunities to as many children as we can, but really something that's sustainable, so that it's not just a development program failed, but a development program that went from learning to earning for a very long time and hopefully forever.
Yes, of course. As a prominent figure in philanthropy, what have been some of the most significant challenges you faced in your mission with SATOC, and how have you overcome them? And could you also share a few highlights or milestones that you're particularly proud of?
Sure. A few obstacles would be kind of garnering the attention of the public. If we look at Ramadan campaigns, usually it's overwhelmed by medical charities and all that. And obviously this is something that's very important. But I think that as a society, we need to think about also the needs of children and how varied it can be. You can't go to an orphanage, for example, and give every single child the same toy or the same t-shirt. They come in different sizes, they come with different wants. And so it's our responsibility to give opportunities, whether that be in fields of education or sports, and that's a responsibility towards children who haven't had those to support them, I suppose. But yeah, highlights, I've had many highlights. I think what really satisfies me is seeing our success stories and listening to children and how they feel that the programs that we came up with and enforced have changed their lives for the better. That's really good. And I'm very happy that I've gained some sort of recognition for the work that we've done. Obviously, I'm very thankful to my team at my charity, and I've gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of happiness.
That's perfect. Thank you. Looking forward, what are your aspirations for SATOC in the next decade, and how do you plan to evolve the organization's efforts to further tackle social injustice and poverty among children?
That's a deep question. Well, I aim to continue kind of developing this the current projects I have, but also focusing more on education and having kind of programs that don't really need us to be present. So, for example, like Coursera or edX kind of type of courses that could reach children in more impoverished areas and more remote areas. That's basically what I'm aiming to do. Poverty is... It's a difficult question, It's very overwhelming. As a person who ran like a charity, I've been struggling with this kind of concept that like all of this weight lies primarily on my shoulders. But hopefully what happens in the future, and I know this is kind of drifting away from your question, is that us as charities and us as NGOs and social welfare groups, we come together to kind of support each other instead of working in different directions. That would be a good, I hope, to kind of encourage other organizations to do that. And one more thing, I think, and that's what we're really focusing on now, is looking at private-public partnerships and helping those who don't have access to education, or like it's too late for them to go back to being educated, perhaps get like apprenticeship programs at companies and all that to get them going. But there are a lot of ideas, and we'll see how it goes.
We're excited to see them all.
Thank you.
Lastly, I'd like to ask for individuals looking to make a difference in the field of philanthropy, especially in supporting vulnerable children, what advice would you offer based on your extensive experience and success in this arena?
I think really affect is again, we put too much weight on the word. I think just helping one person is enough of an effect. It's just, you see a neighborhood that needs some help, you give them some food, you go and place it with the children. Perhaps you see a child that's struggling with maths or something, you give them weekly lessons for free. We can all do something to help our community and society as a whole. We just don't need to overthink it and just get to working, I guess.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here in United.
Thank you very much. Thank you.